Hello, editing me here. I never got the chance to start or end this video, so just to preface, I really noticed the past couple months that I've been spending like crazy, and this is something that I tend to do is where there are moments and periods of time where I'm spending like crazy. Every want becomes a need, and then I start buying a bunch of stuff, and then I feel like I have too much stuff and I overconsumed, and then I don't spend anything or buy anything for a while, and then I start feeling again I don't have enough things because I wasn't buying anything, and then it's a cycle that just continues from there. So this month is not really about not spending or forcing myself to spend, but to just be a lot more intentional with my spending and taking time to slow down, think if I want it, and if I actually do need it, want it, if it's worth the money, the time, the space it takes up, let's get it. So let's get into an intentional spending month. Okay, so I think I've been spending way too much money on Amazon. I don't even want to do the math right now, which we'll probably talk about at some other time, but in the past month or two, I've spent way too much money on Amazon. Some things were definitely a need, but I think just having it on my phone, and literally sometimes when I get bored at work, instead of going on TikTok or YouTube, I'm just scrolling Amazon. And as it is, I'm not a fan of Amazon as a company, but sometimes the convenience just outweighs like what I think one person stopping the use of Amazon can do. That's a whole other moral thing that we can get into at some other point in time, but all that to say, I'm going to delete Amazon off of my phone. I may still use it if needed on like my laptop, but I just don't want such easy access, especially at night. Sometimes I just start buying things in the morning when I'm laying in bed on my phone. I think 75% of all my purchases on Amazon are on my phone because it was such easy access. So let's go ahead and delete it. Delete app. Delete. Okay. Amazon deleted. The first step is knowing you have a problem. Alright, so we started off strong with deleting Amazon, but a few days later, I went to Japantown with almost no plan, which is usually where impulse kind of happens. And I wish I had prepped in terms of sitting down and figuring out what I actually need, like what I actually need and what I should be buying, whether it's a need or a want. But we're just gonna go and do our best at being intentional. I know there are a couple things I do want to buy. A white pen for when I journal and make mistakes. I've been journaling a lot, and it's not like this like an aspirational buy or a motivational buy. I journal all the time, and I think having a white pen would just enhance that experience since I can kind of erase some of my mistakes. But Maido and Kinokinoya are my weaknesses, so we'll see how intentional I can be. So while we were at Japantown, I definitely was trying to be very conscious of the things I was buying, and of course things like a photo booth that I do with my sister, I will pay for that experience together. But in terms of stationaries, random things, I definitely was trying to be as intentional as possible. Okay, haul time. Okay, so first I got a pouch for my bag.
From Daiso?
From Daiso.
Or was that from Maido?
Daiso. And then from Maido, I got a micron pen that I always use, but this time it's gray for some of my other spreads, and then a white pen for an eraser. And then I got a free book dart. And then I got a work ski for my desk. Oh, and a clock whip. Okay, guys, your turn. What'd you get?
I got a Naruto Labubu thing. Blind box.
Okay, what'd you get? Which one do you want?
I want this one.
And there's a few choices here, but I hope I just don't get this one right here.
And this one.
Hinata.
Well, he wants that one.
If I get this, it's okay, but I don't want this one either.
I want the work laptop.
Yeah, who's going first?
You.
Me? Alright, let's go. I'm not looking at it yet.
What does it feel like? Oh,
Let's
nice.
go!
I picked that. I picked that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out Mike.
Okay, me. I don't think it's the slot one. Wait. I got the sleepy.
That one's nice too.
I'm putting it on.
It has a hat.
I got the guy.
He's going
has
to
a
work.
butt
That's
cheek.
perfect.
He's going to work and I'm putting this on my work
He has
desk.
butt
That's
cheeks.
Will it stand up?
After a few days getting to actually use the stationery, I finally get to reflect on some of those purchases, as well as some other purchases that you will hear about now.
I mean, I don't know if you guys can notice, but I got a haircut. And that cost a lot of money. To be honest, I've never gotten a haircut since I started having to pay for my own things. You know, as a kid, your parents pay for your stuff, your haircuts, your food, and all that. But once I started having to pay for my own things, because I've moved out or whatever it may have been, I've never had a haircut from someone else. I've always done it myself. Mr. Brad Mondo, thank you for all the help throughout the years. But I paid for a haircut for the first time, and you can't really see it because I'm in a black shirt. But I cut off like a foot. Okay, maybe that's exaggerating. Maybe like 9 inches. But yeah, that was almost $200 for a haircut. And I wouldn't really call it a problem because I don't overspend on like beauty. Like I don't pay for my nails. I don't get haircuts often. I don't do facials, like none of that. So this one-time haircut I'm not too mad about, but I guess it's something that I'm gonna have to think about moving forward. Am I gonna keep maintaining like getting a haircut out or like from someone else and paying for it? Or am I gonna do it myself? Because one, I don't really like going to the cheaper salons just because I don't feel like it ever comes out the way I want it to. At least with myself, I know what I'm looking for, and even though I might not know exactly how to do it, I can fix it and I can like figure it out basically. And if I mess up, it's my own fault. And then with expensive people, I could really just talk through what I want. And then with expensive like haircuts, I could talk through the hairstylist or hairdresser or whatever and really talk through it, and they'll listen and they kind of know how to translate words into a haircut. But in that lower price range, there's not much of that. Not that I've noticed anyways. And you know of a decently priced hair service that does really good, feel free to let me know. But yeah, that's that, and it's something I'm gonna have to kind of think about and reflect on. But the reason why I even came onto the camera is because I was working on my journal for November, and the things that I bought from Japantown a couple weeks ago or a week ago was this white pen and then this gray pen. So the white pen, I did plan to use it for any mistakes and for any kind of highlights into maybe like text or something, for calligraphy and all that. And I think it went really well because I did mess up. For my November spread, I did October. So I used, I don't know if you could tell, maybe you could tell a little bit, but I put OCT. I'm like, wait, this is November. And then I used this to erase it. And I think it's not perfect, but it definitely is better than wasting a page or something. But the gray pen, I planned on using specifically for things like this, where there's grids and I have to draw lines. I thought black was too dark. Let me pull up my October to maybe give you some reference. There's things like this. I thought this was too dark and I wanted something a little bit lighter, but I don't know if the gray even works out. I think maybe it does, but as I was making the spread, I felt like the gray you could barely see it. So I probably should have tested the pen on paper first. I don't know if I brought mine with me, my notebook, but yeah, it's a little hard to tell because my grids are blue and then it's like gray pen. And I think the blue is slightly darker than the gray pen. But yeah, that was a purchase I am not thrilled that I made. It made sense to me at the time because I planned on using it and I do already journal. So I was like, okay, this will just make it better and more fun. But it didn't work out the way I planned. So that's fine. Otherwise, I've literally been so just busy with life and things that I haven't even had time to think about wanting to buy stuff. That's very untrue. There are some things I'm like, kind of want that, but nothing to where I actually just bought something. And this is what kind of happens with me. Sometimes I'm in periods of where I'm just so busy with other things, I don't even have time to think about wanting more things. So I guess I'm luckily in that period right now. But yeah, I think we're doing okay so far. But there are still a lot of things I want to buy. I just haven't like sat down because, like I said, Amazon's off of my phone. I haven't had the chance or even thought to just have my laptop and buy. It's just so much easier when you're on your phone. So I'm glad I did that.
Funny I just said that because Amazon almost got me on my laptop. I saw that the viral TikTok awoo markers were on sale and it really made me just want to start coloring. And I've been seeing the TikToks of the cute coloring pages and I've been really wanting to get into it. And I saw the sale and I was just gonna buy it. But I decided to take a pause, try if I actually like coloring on my iPad because that is literally everything available to you. You could have alcohol markers, you could have watercolor, you could have any color you could ever imagine. So I tried it out there to see if I actually liked it. And safe to say, I hated it because I was no good and I couldn't figure it out. So taking that pause and seeing if it actually fits and giving into that urge, but in a way that doesn't have to buy new things, really, really worked out. And after this experience, I've kind of used this thought process with the next few purchases that I thought about.
Days since we went to Japantown and did some crazy shopping. But I haven't really got to talk to you guys because I haven't spent too much. I mean, other than like true necessities like tolls, gas, groceries. And those are kind of things I don't feel the need to focus on. I don't overspend on groceries really. Everything we buy, we eat for the most part. Most of those things, not an issue. But I think I did spend a little bit on makeup and like skincare. We had to re-up on our face wash, and then I also got replacements in terms of like I finished them. Mascara and concealer. So for the most part, we've been doing well. I think though I've just been busy in general to even think about spending, which is good. And the amount of times I've opened Amazon on my phone just to look was insane. Until now, I just don't feel the need. So I think having Amazon off of my phone has been really helpful. But yeah, I'm thinking about, I'm thinking about getting a flip belt, or is it called is that what it's called? It's like a running belt, one that like a lot of the runners have, and like it's really nice and small and lightweight. Just cause when I run, I have my phone and possibly my keys with me, not much else anymore. But I know I already have a running vest from when I was half marathon training, where I needed to carry goos with me, lots of water because I was like such a beginner runner. I felt like I always needed water on me and like have goos pretty often, so I had a vest for that. And I know like those are two of the same purposes, but I don't feel the need to wear a vest when I'm running for 30 minutes. I feel like I'm a tryhard, or I'm trying to look cool, or I look like a poser or something. But I do like that vest in terms of when I go hiking. It can carry all my snacks, my waters, but I don't hike too often. So I think this is one point in this spending journey where I'm thinking about like value spending and like value-based spending and like upgrading things that I think, or upgrading things or like using things that are actually gonna make a difference that are not motivational or like aspirational. Because I know some people will buy like a running vest when they've only been running for a week and don't even know if they like it. Whereas here, I know I've been running pretty consistently recently again, and I have ran in the past. So is it worth spending the money? But then this is a whole other part where kind of not related to this video about minimalism and like, do I have what I need? Technically, yes. But does it fit what I want? But for example, something I've been wanting to buy are reusable Ziploc bags because I bring like some sausages and some like breakfast things to the office, and I hate the fact that I'm wasting so much Ziploc bags. I can put them in like containers that I have, but the containers are huge, and I'm carrying around like four breakfast sausages and like a tiny bit of raspberries. So I think that, that's where I think this is more value-based spending, and that like I actually already bring this breakfast every day, but I want to spend so that it fits my values better. And in this case is that I'm being less wasteful. Instead of throwing away a bag every time, I can just reuse one. But I don't know, those are things I feel very iffy about. It's like, yes, I don't need it. There are things I can do, but in terms of my values, this just fits way better. So those are a couple things I've been thinking about and have been contemplating. And yeah, a lot of this is more than just the spending. It's also like a lot of the minimalism and decluttering that I've been wanting to do as well. So those are a lot of thoughts, and I'm trying to think through them. And I do plan on doing a declutter, so maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's just a quick update. Myself, I am on Amazon. I have a SPI belt. Well, you guys will see like a screenshot or something. I have a running belt and a clip-on flashlight for running. With daylight savings time ending, I finally figured that out. With that ending, the sun is going to start setting, if not already set, at 5:06 p.m. I just got out of work at 5. Huh? So how am I going to run at night? Not even night. How am I going to run in the evening? I want to buy this running belt to hold my stuff because it's been something I've been thinking about. I think I also talked about it a little bit earlier in this vlog, but I have a running vest that was for my half marathon training, and I feel like the vest is a little overkill to wear on a 30-minute jog, which is mostly what I'm doing nowadays. So I do want to get a belt. I was thinking of the flip belt, which is a different type of belt, and I will show you another screenshot. But this one, $40? Did it go on sale? It was $46. You guys just caught me, oh no. The other one is $26. I saved more than $10. But the flip belt, the more expensive one, seems really cool to me. I don't know. But I want to get a light and this belt for my running. The light mostly for safety, which I think I will spend a lot for safety, and then the belt more for convenience. And kind of thinking about this and like reflecting, I realized that I have trouble with aspirational buys, like things that like, oh, I'm gonna buy this because I want to do this, or because it can be useful for this. But a lot of times I end up finding out that it doesn't work out that way, or like it ends up not fitting in the system, or it's not working, whatever that may be. And I'm wondering if these things will be that. Will they just not work out for this period of time? Like, what if I realize no matter whether or not I have a light, that I hate running in the dark because I feel uncomfortable no matter if I have a light or not. I don't know. I haven't really ran in the dark in the city. So that is what I'm thinking about. I don't know if I should just go ahead and buy it anyways because it's Amazon and I tend to do a lot of returns and just not open it, like just to have it. Or if I should wait at least a week to see if I actually run this week. When I run, a lot of my routes, while they're heavily populated, like it's really, a lot of people go there to run or walk, I'm not afraid of that. It's more that it's dark. There's sometimes not a lot of street lights or street lamps, or they're just very spread apart. So more than anything than just safety, it's like safety for seeing where I'm even going, or if there's something on the ground, or if there's like a uneven part of the sidewalk. I don't know. I think a light would be really important, but the belt, can I live without that? Probably. But this is such a first world problem. I hate running with my phone in my hand. And as a lady, I'm lucky. Sports bras exist and I can put it in there, but it just gets too sweaty and it gets like moist and I don't like it to be in there either. And then none of my leggings really have good pockets. And if they do have pockets, they start pulling my leggings down. So yeah, I don't know. And this, it feels a little impulsive because right now I just saw it and I just looked it up. But these have been things that I've been thinking about for like a couple weeks. Especially the flip belt, which is the more expensive kind of running belt. That's been on my Amazon wish list for more than a month. And even before I put it on my wish list, it's been on my mind. But this is where I struggle, is that there are things I 100% can live without, but is it worth buying to make things that much better or that much easier? I don't know. So I guess I'm gonna reflect on this a little bit, that free delivery today, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. is getting to me. No, okay. I will give it at least until tonight to think about it and really reflect on like how I feel about this, and then we'll see if I buy it or not. Okay, it is now the next day from last time we talked about the running belt and the running light. And I remember basically saying that it might not even fit my lifestyle because what if I run in the morning? But I realized if I run, let's say before work at 5 or 5:30, the sun doesn't start rising until apparently like 6 or 6:30. Like the sunrise time on the app says 6:30. I don't know if it's starting to rise at that time or if it's risen by that time. But either way, running at 5 or 5:30, it still might be pretty dark. And then once I get home at 6:30, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be dark. We'll see by tonight because it's the first day of daylight saving time ending, so the time has changed. So we'll see. Either way, I think I'm gonna need the light, but I'll test it out tomorrow because I will be going for a run tomorrow, whether that's in the morning or the afternoon or evening. But so after testing out the running, I realized I do need the light. It was a little uncomfortable being in the dark and not seeing, and just, again, safety. So a few days later, the package arrives. All right, it's 5:30 and I'm gonna go on a run. So I did buy it, as well as the SPI belt, or SPI belt. So that's cool. And this was like $6 or $7 on sale when I got it. So I'm glad I did wait because I saved some money. So we're gonna use this morning. Oh, that's nice. Where should I put it? Right here? Phone. Nice. I'm gonna try it out during our run. This seems kind of loose. Ooh, let's put it on the belt. Okay, let's go on a run. Actually, I lied. I have a couple things I want to talk to you about first. One, I think I've already talked a little bit about this, but I think I may get reusable Ziploc bags. Especially this week, I realized I use so many reusable bags. Or I realized I use so many Ziploc bags, and I don't like the waste that I'm creating, basically. And I think, like, money-wise, too. Like, if we could just keep buying more Ziploc bags, we're spending more money. I just need to make sure I get dishwasher safe ones, because I know I'm going to be lazy as hell and I'm not going to want to always wash those. So if I could at least put them in a dishwasher, I think that would help a lot, and make sure I actually use them, because I think the ones I've gotten before, they were not dishwasher safe, so then I never washed them. And then I'm just like, okay, this sucks, so I'm not going to use it. But yeah, I'm going to look around and then again give myself another day. And in this video I've been talking a lot about like physical things, and that's because that's what I struggle with the most in terms of spending, buying things, experiences, food, eating out. And while me and Justin try not to eat out too much, especially if it's in a social setting, we're totally okay with like spending money eating out. Like 2 days ago I went out with a friend, she bought our movie tickets, I bought our food. So like those are spendings that I'm totally okay with. Experiences, something that has to do with me getting to hang out with friends, which I don't do very often, that's totally okay. And I don't feel like I ever overspend in that. So that's why in this video we're kind of focusing on just like miscellaneous things, just because that's where my struggle spend is. But yeah, okay, now let's run. And that was basically the month of intentional spending, and I only really focused on like miscellaneous things just because I don't tend to overspend on food, on health. Like my other spending categories, I'm totally happy with how I'm spending in those, except for this miscellaneous category. So that was kind of what we focused on this month for this video. And I think the biggest thing that I took away from this is that intentional spending is not about not spending. It's just making sure that your spending is aligned with goals, values, etc. And I think that being intentional, not with just the spending, but intentional with noticing the patterns, noticing what works, what doesn't, is really going to help propel the more intentional spending moving forward. So I hope you guys found this video helpful in one way or another. See you guys in the next one. Bye!